It's 0030 hours, June 6th, 1944, and Major Werner Pluskat stands alone in his concrete bunker high above Omaha Beach. He commands the 352nd Infantry Division's coastal artillery, and for months he has stared at this same empty horizon. Tonight, something feels different. His orders are clear. If the Allies come, his guns must stop them on the beach. If they break through here, the road to Paris lies open. His crews man the 155mm guns in their reinforced positions, ammunition stacked and ready. The naval mines stretch across the beach below. The obstacles bristle from the sand. Everything is prepared, but the waiting gnaws at him. Pluskat scans the darkness through his scope. Nothing but waves and fog. Behind the lines, supply convoys move through the night, but his focus remains on the sea. His mission is absolute. Hold the beach. The tide rolls in steadily. The obstacles stand ready. The mines are armed. Everything in place. Then the telephone rings. It's his regimental commander demanding a report. Pluskat scans the horizon again. Nothing. Darkness and waves. The same answer for weeks. He returns to the observation slit. His hands steady on the scope. His artillery crews remain at their posts, ready and waiting. Hundreds of shells stacked beside each gun. The beach lies quiet below. The horizon remains empty, but the unease grows. He checks again through his binoculars. Still nothing. Perhaps the reports were wrong. Perhaps tonight will pass, like all the others. Then at 2 a.m, he hears it. A low, mechanical growl rolling across the water. Aircraft engines. Hundreds of them. The sound grows into a deafening roar. Pluskat rushes to the observation slit. The sky to the north erupts in streaks of light. Parachutes. Thousands of white parachutes blooming against the darkness. His gunners scramble to their positions. The phone rings again. Orders remain absolute. The beach. Always the beach. But the paratroopers are landing behind them, cutting roads, seizing bridges. The invasion is already past his guns. More parachutes fill the sky. The scale becomes clear. This is no raid. This is the invasion. Dawn begins to break. At 0530, pale grey light spreads across the water. Pluskat returns to his scope, scanning the horizon one more time. His heart stops. Ships. Not dozens, not hundreds, thousands. The entire horizon from left to right, as far as he can see, is covered in ships. Battleships, cruisers, destroyers, transports. An armada beyond comprehension. They sit in neat rows, dark silhouettes against the lightning sky, stretching to infinity. More ships than he ever imagined could exist. The beach that was empty moments ago now faces the largest fleet ever assembled. His hands shake as he reaches for the phone. Before he can speak, the world explodes. The first salvos from Allied naval guns tear across the sky like freight trains. The sound arrives a split second before the shells. They slam into the bluffs around him with earth-shattering force. Concrete dust fills his bunker. The walls shudder with each impact. His guns roar to life in response. The 155mm pieces bark, sending shells arcing toward the distant fleet. Some find their targets. Explosions blossom among the ships, but the Allied fire is overwhelming. For every shot he sends, 50 come back. The German positions erupt in fountains of dirt, steel, and shattered concrete. At 0630, landing craft appear through the smoke. Hundreds of them, churning forward in waves. They're heading straight for Omaha Beach, straight for his sector. His battery commanders acknowledge their orders. The German guns shift, tracking the approaching boats. At 2,000 meters, they open fire. Shells splash around the craft. One takes a direct hit and disintegrates in a ball of orange flame. But there are too many. For every craft destroyed, 10 more push forward. The MG-42 positions dug into the bluffs open fire. The distinctive ripping sound of German machine guns echoes across the beach. Landing craft hit the obstacles. Some explode on mines. Others grind to a halt. The ramps drop. American soldiers pour out into chest-deep water. Tracer rounds rake the waterline, forcing the first wave to scatter and dive for cover. The surf churns with chaos. Tanks push forward through the mayhem. Some bog down immediately in the sand. Others crawl toward the shingle bank. The Americans return fire, struggling to advance up the beach. Heavy shells from Pluscat's guns slam into the beach, blasting sand and debris skyward. The Americans are pinned down behind the seawall. The waterline is choked with wreckage. But their tanks provide covering fire. More landing craft keep coming, wave after wave. Fresh troops spilling onto the sand. They keep coming. They've been firing for over an hour now. Ammunition is running low. The Allied guns adjust their fire. The pattern changes, more precise. Spotters are guiding the fire now, feeding coordinates. Impacts march up the bluff, closing in with frightening accuracy. The defenders fight desperately, but the Americans continue their advance. Every weapon fires without pause. The bombardment intensifies. One by one, positions fall silent. A messenger suddenly rushes into the bunker. The roads behind them have been cut. The escape routes are blocked. There is no withdrawal. Pluscat stares toward the shoreline. His last guns have fallen silent, out of ammunition. American forces push through the defenses now, clearing bunker after bunker. The beach fills with movement, thousands of troops pressing forward, spreading inland without pause. The ground he was meant to hold has become a foothold for the invasion. The cost has been terrible on both sides. But the Americans have secured the beach. The invasion has succeeded. They pour inland, establishing supply lines, moving equipment forward. More ships arrive continuously. An endless stream of reinforcements. Medics move through the carnage. The Atlantic Wall has been breached. Forces consolidate their positions. The beach is littered with wreckage. Destroyed vehicles, shattered defenses. Supply operations begin. Organizing the massive influx. The invasion infrastructure takes shape. What was a killing ground hours ago is now a functioning beachhead. The 352nd Infantry Division suffered catastrophic casualties defending Omaha Beach. Over 1,200 men killed, wounded, or captured in the first 12 hours. Despite inflicting heavy losses on American forces, the defenders were overwhelmed by the scale and firepower of the Allied assault. Werner Pluscat survived the war. His account of watching the Allied fleet appear at dawn became one of the most famous German perspectives of the invasion. He maintained until his death that the sight of that armada was the moment he knew Germany had lost the war.